Okay, it is 3:30. Now time for the Redevelopment Agency of Murray. It is September 6th, 2022. So welcome everyone. All of our RDA members are present, including the mayor, the attorney, and Brooke. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing on our agenda is approval of the minutes for July 19th, 2022. So are there any questions, changes?
Nope.
All right, then I would appreciate a motion.
I'll move we approve the minutes.
We'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so it passes unanimously. Let's go now to citizen comments. And public comments can be made in person during the meeting or may be submitted by sending an email, including your name and address, to rda@murray.utah.gov. All comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and email comments will be read into the meeting record. Do we have any public comments? Jared, did you receive any? Okay. Seeing none, we will continue on and go to the update for Neighborworks. Neighborworks activities and consideration of additional funds for down payment assistance and home repair loans. Jared Hall presenting.
Thank you. So I gave you a brief memo in your materials, but the long and short of it is that the Neighborworks activities have been ramped up this year. They've attended a couple of public functions and tried to get the word out more, as we talked about earlier in the year, and that has been successful. There's been a lot of use of the down payment assistance loans and a couple of loans for rehabilitation in place. Those DPA loans, the down payment assistance, have got us to the point where there are a few more in play, and they're going to be closing soon. And we've seen a lot of use for those. There's a lot of need out there in the community for some folks to use those. We did increase the amounts of them, if you remember, at the beginning of the year from 20,000 to 30,000. We even have a couple of what they call the hero ones, the 35,000 for people that are in certain professions. And those are in play too. What we're wanting to do is appropriate another $200,000 of that set aside to Neighborworks for them to continue this program. We're way deeper into the money than we usually are at this point in the contract. So that's what we're hoping to do. We have a couple of rehabilitation loans going as well for folks to fix up, qualifying households to fix up the homes that they already have, re-roof, remodels, etc. So with all of those going, we really don't think there's better, in my view, there's not better ways to spend that kind of money than to put people in homes to close that gap and make that available to them. So we're hoping to do that. So do you have any questions about?
So Jared, is this an action item? Is this something, do you want us to vote on it tonight?
It's just an information item. It's a director's thing to do. We talked about it with in the planning group with the chair, vice chair, mayor's office, as well, not the mayor's office, but the executive director of the RDA's office, technically. That appropriation can be made, but we wanted to make sure the board was aware that we wanted to do that. So if there were any objections or concerns, that we could address that before that's done.
Okay, so no action is required by this body?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions?
Are there any concerns amongst the RDA about? Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. All right, number 4 is an update on the real estate broker selection. Jared.
Once he gets here. This is an update about the broker selection for the real estate. We have, as a city, as an RDA right now, a project going to select a real estate broker to help us market the property here, City Hall property at 5052 or 5025. I transpose those sometimes. And also the Murray Chapel property that gets overlooked sometimes, but the Murray Chapel is also part of that. The selection committee was formed, and they have met with, I'm going to get it wrong, because I was joking around about how many there were and saying I was going to say more than the number 6. Thank you. 6. We did receive 6 responses to the RFP for a broker. All good responses. Those were considered carefully, and I believe the selection committee is close to making a decision. I hoped to be able to make an announcement to you today, but that's not quite time for that yet. But we are moving forward with that. Some good candidates, and we do feel like it'll be a real successful venture. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to ask any questions you might have about that process or where we are in that. We'll give you updates in the future. One thing to be aware of, just before any questions you have, is that this is just, again, the selection of the broker. We don't, this doesn't mean the properties are going up for sale tomorrow. It doesn't mean the properties will be up for sale as soon as the broker is selected. It just means that we've selected a broker. And we'll make that announcement probably at the next meeting, if I'm not incorrect, as to who that is. And then that really starts the long process of marketing the properties, getting ready to do that. And then selecting a buyer will take even longer. But it's just the very beginning of the process. So just so you're aware. Any questions about how that's going? Or
I just want to add, and during that process, the RDA will be kept up on what's going on and how the process is going and how far we have to go. And I hope it's not far. I mean, it'd be so nice if it could be just quick and easy, but I know it won't be. So anyway.
Real estate's not always simple, but it'll be worth doing this, making this plan, putting it together.
I know.
But yeah, we'll try to keep everybody up to date as we go, for sure. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to have it on an agenda for the board, so that without everyone being on the committee together, we can all know what's going on and where we are. That'll keep happening as we move forward.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
Any questions for Jared about the process?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you, Jared. All right. That's the last one. So we will conclude the RDA meeting. Thank you for being here.